This is the second consecutive StarStruck production in which you play a couple. Do you bicker with each other like an old married couple? Is it easier to work with each other this second time around?
It is a lot easier to work with each other now,
Yeah, because we know what both of us are capable of doing and like the chemistry on stage and all of that.
we're more used to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, is it true that you didn't originally want the role of Thénardier?
It might have been. My first choice, I think, was actually the bishop, because it's a small part, and then I can just be in the ensemble and be fun.
In high school, you played the role of Jean Valjean,
Yes.
which is a lot different from this show, because in this show you play Javert.
It is.
Tell us about the differences between those two roles and how you prepared for this role.
Well, I think what makes Valjean and Javert such good enemies is that they're so similar. They have a really dark past. Javert was brought up in a jail and his mother was a gypsy, and he ended up resenting that sort of thing. As after Valjean stole, it was the same thing for him. So they both kind of have that inner struggle of what is wrong, what's right. But with Javert, he can't really handle the role. He can't handle that, and you know the ending. But it was definitely a good experience playing both roles.
Yeah.
It kind of comes full circle.
Tell me a little bit about your character and why the audience should come see your character. What does your character bring to this show that audiences will like?
Fantine is really an interesting character, one I haven't had to play before. She's very selfless and does everything for her daughter. And I've really learned a lot from her in that you can find strength through trying to help other people, even when you're not doing well. She gets tuberculosis in the middle of her life because she's lost her job, but she keeps going because of this one person, because of Cosette. So, yeah.
I hear in one of your performances your baton flew out of your hand. Tell us about that. Did anyone get hurt?
Nobody got hurt, but it's one of those things where at the start of rehearsals we're like, we have to get a loop in this toy so it doesn't fall off, and it never did that. And of course it did, because we didn't have a loop in it. So it flew right past the audience, but that's all I was thinking about as soon as it happened in the scene.
What did you do after? Were you...
Our choreographer was watching from the back of the audience, and she saw flying, so she ran down, and the second I was off stage, I was trying to not laugh, and she came back, she's like, we're gonna put a loop on that for tomorrow night.
Question for you, Kim, first.
Yes.
I hear you had a wardrobe malfunction during a performance.
Ooh, lovely. So my skirt that I wear as Madame Thénardier is all one piece, and it's really heavy, and it's only held up by Velcro, except for there's this little hook on the end. So the hook came out, and the Velcro wasn't holding it up, and every time someone tried to fix it, they would just put the Velcro back on.
Oh no.
So I went up to Connor and I was like, fix it! But then he didn't know about the hook, so he just put the Velcro back on, and he was like, yeah! So I just hobbled off stage, and I was like, put the hook back on! Put the hook back on!
You got to step in and play Eponine for one night when Karina got sick. How did you cram for this role?
I got in the day before early, around 2 p.m., and then I just worked until 10:30 that night. I just crammed. I was like, memorize your words, memorize your words. So it was scary, but I did it, so I'm glad. And it was stressful, but I think I learned something from it. It was a good experience, so.
Do you have any tips for aspiring actors and actresses in the audience?
Just to work on your voice and really stretch and grow. I worked on my voice through doing Cats and Wizard of Oz and things like that. So just continue to do shows, and especially for young actresses and actors, you're still growing, so your voice will grow with you.
Do you have any tips for people your age who want to get into theater?
I would just say be confident in whatever you do and just have fun.
Is there anything you do to take care of your voice to make sure you're ready for a performance that night?
Lots of tea.
Lots of tea.
Lots of tea.
Seems to be a trending topic.
Yes.
How do you come by your powerful voice? Do you have any tips for aspiring actors and actresses in the audience?
Definitely get a vocal coach, because having the guidance and a more experienced person showing you how to get to where you want to be vocally. Because I had a decent voice before I got a vocal teacher, but afterwards I've seen so much improvement personally.
What are your post-high school plans?
I'm going to New York City to college, and I'm studying theater arts in New York City, and hopefully Broadway bound, and with some more training I can gain more experience in New York City.